Hey, it's Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success Seminars, where we share knowledge and tools for you to live your ultimate life. And welcome to my 100th vlog. Yay! If I were home, I would take out my party hats and my streamers, or what do you call those, shakers? But I'm at my friend's house, so we'll just have to say yay for what a great milestone. Almost 2 years of messages. So recently, one of my students asked me if I believe that we can do anything to accelerate our path towards self-realization, or does it just happen when and if it's supposed to happen? Well, I said that I think it's both and. I call this journey we're on the great divine paradox. In other words, it's linear, and it's not. You can speed your progress, but it happens when it's divinely ordained. You're going somewhere, but when you get there, you realize you were already there. Now, some teachers say that the more we let go, the sooner we'll be there. And others tell us it takes austerities and lifetimes of struggle. Actually, the great teacher Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, when we asked him, how many more years, that was at the time in my life where we used to go away for 6 months at a time and meditate 8, 10, 12 hours a day. We said, how many more years do we have to do these practices in order to gain enlightenment? And he looked at us and he said, oh, somebody could be walking down the streets of New York and inhale the fumes of a bus as it's passing by and go into the state of enlightenment. Anyway, I also say that there are things that we can do that seem to accelerate our journey, because as we do these things, the qualities of self-realization begin to dominate in our lives. Things like non-attachment, like spontaneously seeing the perfection in all that is, like living without expectations and no longer being attached to outcomes, like directly experiencing our connectedness with everything and everyone and all that is. And we have choices at every moment to do the things that may be accelerating our path or not. And although it's your own soul's choice, I do believe we will move more quickly if we make the more difficult choices to do the big work. One of my great teachers, Matthew Reislauger, founder of The Wholeness, said in one of his morning messages, he channels the Divine Mother. He said, there is no more time for a careful renovation now. There has to be a complete demolition of the old to make way for the new. And I've shared in other messages the things we can do to demolish and make way for the new. No more expedient untruths, for example, but instead, and it's a tough one, radical honesty. Sweet truth, but radical honesty. Another is taking 100% responsibility for our actions. No more excuses. We can't blame it on the traffic, or we can't blame it on anybody else. Or going on the 7-day mental diet of no negativity about anyone or anything, even those who make our blood curdle when we watch the TV. Find 3 good things about those people. Don't hate the haters, because then you are a hater. Radical forgiveness. You know what they say about lack of forgiveness? It's like taking poison and expecting the other person to die. Daily meditation, not giving lip service to meditation, but every day, 20, 40, 60 minutes, every day, regular meditation. So many things we can do that do seem to accelerate our path. And there's something else that I believe is very important to accelerate your path towards self-realization, and that is, you don't need to go outside of yourself for answers. Every answer you need for every situation that presents itself, well, between you and the knowledge you can tap into and receive directly from the God of your understanding, you pretty much have it covered. You know, for some reason, when we have a problem, we tend to ask everyone else's advice. We ask our mothers, we ask our fathers, we ask our partners, we ask our friends, we ask our astrologers, we ask our teachers, we ask our psychics. but we forget to ask ourselves and our God. Now, I don't know why it is that we tend to trust others more than we trust ourselves, but I do a practice almost every day to see what the God of my understanding wants to share with me. I first learned this practice that I call sitting for guidance in the early 1980s. I read in one of Napoleon Hill's earlier books. Of course, you know that Napoleon Hill is the author of Think and Grow Rich, which I know is one of the best-selling success and prosperity books of all times. And in one of his earlier books, he suggests that we sit for guidance every morning before we start our day, although he called it sitting for ideas. He said that he considered God to be his partner in all things. And every morning he would take out a piece of paper and ask, so God, what are you and I going to be doing today? And then he would just start writing. He would just let the words flow. I say flow into his crown chakra, into his heart chakra, down his arm, and he would just let the words flow. No thinking, no censoring. This is like taking dictation from God. I personally sit for guidance after my morning meditation, also when I feel stuck and I need answers. Sure, I could go ask my friends their opinion, but I'd rather just write my question at the top of the page and away I go. When I do my regular morning sitting for guidance, if I don't have a specific question about my business or my family or something else in my life, then I'll just write the question at the top of the page. What is the highest good I can do today? Or how can I best serve the planet at this time? Another question that tends to bring profound knowledge for me is, what can I do to move my life ahead? Other questions friends of mine have said have worked really well for them is, what do I need to do to manifest the relationship I desire? Or what can I do to bring more love into my life? And when you write, again, try not to censor, just be an empty vessel and just let the words pour onto the paper. I even start my session with a little prayer. I say, I now set aside my ego, doubts, and fears, and align my heart with the Sacred Heart of God. I put a circle of light around me so that only God's love can come through. And then I begin. You know, sometimes people ask me, how can I be sure it's God or my higher self talking to me? How do I know that it's just not my mind or my fear or my ego? And the simple answer is this: if it's God, higher power, there will be no negativity, blame, doubt, even analysis. The God of your understanding will not say to you, you idiot, you've been doing it all wrong. No, the words will be filled with love and compassion and expansiveness and high vibration. They'll either take your breath away, they'll make you laugh, they'll make you cry, but you will know that what's coming through is the truth. You might want to have a special notebook or a special pen. You might want to light a candle before you begin. The angels love to gather around the candle flame. And then comes the part where some people stop. You ready? You need to act on what guidance comes through. What a novel idea. Don't just say, wow, that was amazing. Look what I got, right? No, when you close your book, you know that you've just gotten a message from God, and God wants you to be beyond happy, beyond fulfilled, beyond successful. And she is giving you guidance how to do it. And I just want to warn you, it will be seldom be the answer you expect. You might ask, should I partner with Jim in the restaurant? And God might say, take more walks in the sunlight, be with nature. Or you might ask if you should move to San Diego, and the God of your understanding might say, it's time to call your ex-husband and mend your wounds. Is there still love and space for a deep friendship to be rekindled? And it'll be what's best for everyone involved, especially the children. If the message seems unusual, just remember that it's a message from God, and God has the 40,000-foot view, the 360-foot view, and you don't. So when you're done listening to this video, Take out a piece of paper and see if there is a message from God waiting to come through. And once getting these messages with paper and pen or the computer keyboard, that's okay. Once it becomes a habit and you've opened to the flow, you'll find that there are other ways that messages will come to you, even when you don't have the pencil and paper in front of you. Wisdom might come to you when you're in the bath or the shower. Many people say that messages come to them when they are out in nature. They hear it from the trees or the river. I actually get downloads when I'm doing yoga or even aerobics. My aerobics teacher used to laugh at me because I would keep a pad of paper over on the windowsill. And when I would have a download, I'd go over and I'd write it down. She'd roll her eyes and she'd even say to the class, Deborah got another download. So I always bring a pad of paper with me, always on my walks. So when the wisdom flows, I capture it and I don't say, gosh, what was that? Because I didn't get it down. Or it might come to you when you're at church or temple or during a satsang or in the midst of one of your favorite rituals, like a drumming circle or walking the labyrinth, or maybe you just like to sit in silence with your eyes closed and allow the wisdom to flow. It's really a type of meditation. I found this great quote in some old notes I have, and I have no idea where it came from, but I wanted to share it with you. And it describes why we do this sitting for guidance and why we act on the guidance we get. And it goes like this. It says, meditation is a better form of prayer. In prayer, you're asking for something. In meditation, you're saying, I am ready to listen. And sitting for guidance is really saying, I'm ready to listen. I mean, just imagine if somebody only keeps asking, praying, please give me this, please give me this, please give me an insight. And that somebody keeps giving you their insights, but then you don't act on them, or you go ask somebody else for an insight. Wouldn't that person be frustrated and eventually not want to give you their insight? In the same way, God might get kind of frustrated when you don't listen, when God is pouring out wisdom to you and then you don't act on it. But when you sit for guidance and you're ready to listen and you do act on the message with faith, trusting the source, then he, she will bestow more and more knowledge. In fact, all the knowledge you need to accelerate your path, and all favors will be showered upon you. Give it a try. So have a fabulous week. Happy 100th vlog. And I send you my love.